What the fuck, Australia? What is this shit?
The cost of living out here in Australia is actually cooked. Let me show you.
30 cans of Coke for $50.
And I'm going to show everybody why Australia is going down the toilet.
I feel like I'm living in a parallel universe where $50 for a box of Coke cans is actually an acceptable price.
Those 3 bags cost me $170. Nearly $200 to live for 3 or 4 days.
So I bought 3 items. The cheapest hummus, cheapest butter, cheapest cheese slices for the kids. $18.40.
I don't think we can afford to live anymore.
You walk into the supermarket with a list. Essentials, basics, nothing fancy. And you walk out with half the items and a receipt that feels like a threat. Welcome to Australia, where grocery shopping is now a financial gamble and eating 3 meals a day is starting to feel like a privilege. Prices are up, way up. Milk, bread, eggs, fruit, vegetables, the stuff you need just to survive, now cost more than your weekly fuel bill. And the discounts? They're a joke. Specials that barely shave off cents. Loyalty programs that reward you with points while your fridge stays empty. This isn't inflation, it's starvation economics. A system where food is priced like luxury goods and families are forced to choose between nutrition and rent. Where pensioners skip meals, where parents water down milk, where kids go to school hungry, as in one of the richest countries on earth. And the government, they say it's global pressures. They say it's supply chains, they say it's temporary, but for millions of Australians, this isn't temporary. It's daily, it's exhausting, it's humiliating. Because when you can't afford to eat, it's not just a cost of living crisis, it's a survival crisis. And the message is clear. If you're poor in Australia, you don't get dignity, you get discounted baked beans and silence.
I feel like I'm living in a parallel universe where $50 for a box of Coke cans is actually an acceptable price. Which grocery item is it for you that your head just can't compute the cost of right now?
How I save money as a full-time student. These are just some things I do to help me save money. You absolutely do not have to do these. First, I shop at cheaper buy meals. This is a shop in Footscray. They have really cheap stuff and I always start off here before I go anywhere else. And of course your local market sells cheaper fruits and veggies compared to like Coles and Woolies. Came a bit late so the butchers were closed, but I still managed to get some pretty decent amount of fruits and veg. And lastly, Aldi. Like, I don't care what anybody says, I'll go to Aldi because that Coles and Woolies will not be seeing me with those prices they have.
Cost of living out here in Australia is crazy. Let me show you. 30 cans of Coke for $50. This block of cheese, nearly $14. $4.90 on offer for chocolate. No thanks. $7 just for some milk. How am I going to survive out here?
You know, just once, I'd like to get back in my car after being in Coles or Woolworths and not feel like I've been taken for a complete ride. I spent $23 to get 5 items. 2 boxes of biscuits, some Woolworths brand cocoa powder. I thought I was in Coles for a second there. 375 grams. It's not even half a kilo. And that was $8.30 or $8.50. Some breadcrumbs and cheese and bacon rolls. Would you consider $6 for a packet of cheese and bacon rolls to be the sale price? They were on sale for $6, marked down for $6.50. How much does bottled water set you back? This is $10.30 for a 24 pack at Coles, so that's $1.23 per litre. You can get the bigger 8 pack, $6.50, which is 54 cents per litre for the larger ones. What I've done is bought 4 of these. They're $4.69 each at Aldi. And then I head to my local water refill station where I can fill up my containers for 45 cents per litre. This water is reverse osmosis, which means it removes absolutely everything from the water, including fluoride, heavy metals, toxins, viruses, all that sort of rubbish. And then the bonus is I'm not adding hundreds or thousands of extra plastic water bottles to the problem. Because this process does remove some of the good minerals as well, you just need to add a pinch of salt to it to remineralize your water. So if you saw my last video, you will see the absolute abundance of food that I got this morning for $55. And then I thought I would run out to Coles and grab the absolute bare minimum that I needed to fill in the blanks. So I bought 3 items. The cheapest hummus, cheapest butter, cheapest cheese slices for the kids. $18.40. How are people doing this?
The cost of living out here in Australia is actually cooked. Let me show you. $13.50 for a block of cheese. Yeah, nah. $6.90 for some fucking milk. $22 for this little box of chocolates. $11 for some fucking juice. Get fucked. $17 for this much bacon.
All right, I just been and got the shopping. I'm back home now. Those 3 bags cost me $170. That'll last me 3, maybe 4 days food. $170. Nearly $200 to live for 3 or 4 days. What the fuck, Australia? What is this shit? I'm alright. I make enough money to be able to afford my groceries, but I know for a fact there is plenty of people out there that do not. Imagine having to support a whole family on like $1,000 a week when I'm only feeding one person and it's nearly $200 for 3 days. Yeah, okay, I probably eat more than the average person. But still, imagine supporting a family of 5 or 6 of $1,000 a week. You'd pay your rent or your mortgage and the entire rest of your fucking paycheck would be going to freaking groceries, bro.
So people from all around the world have been asking me how fucked the cost of living is part 3. Some will give it to you. $9.50 for butter. Go fuck yourself. $9.90 for a fucking 3-litre milk. You're off your head. $16 for a fucking piece of fish. Fuck off. $10 for a block of cheese. You're off your head. These chocolates are $16. What a fucking rip-off. $28 for a fucking egg.
West Australian residents have some of the highest grocery bills in the country, according to a new report. Finder found families in WA are spending more than $200 on their weekly shopping bill, but working adults and people with older children at home will spend nearly $250 on their groceries each week. Families in New South Wales and Victoria spend roughly $220 at the checkout.
Everyone prices. That's crazy. Dirty potatoes. Pretzel. Food. Moldy. Spinach. Cheese and onion. Wow, roast beef. I like chickens.
These are like
It now costs an Australian family $10,000 more to buy groceries in Australia, causing 3.7 million households struggling to afford their budget. Australia, what the fuck?
You walk into Coles or Woolies and it feels like a trap. The shelves are full, the lighting is warm, the music is soft, but the prices, they hit like a punch to the gut. A bag of grapes costs more than your hourly wage. A block of cheese is now a luxury item. Even instant noodles and the last refuge of the broke are creeping up in price. And the supermarkets, they're thriving, posting record profits, raising prices while blaming supply chain pressures, offering loyalty points while quietly shrinking package sizes. It's not just inflation, it's corporate strategy, a slow, calculated squeeze on the people who can least afford it. Meanwhile, families are rationing. Parents are skipping meals so their kids can eat. Seniors are living on toast and tea. Students are surviving on canned beans and anxiety. And the government? They shrug. They say it's global. They say it's complex. They say it'll stabilize, but it's not stabilizing. It's calcifying, becoming the new normal. And the message is clear. If you're poor in Australia, you don't get nutrition. You get survival mode. This isn't just about food, it's about dignity, about the quiet humiliation of pretending you're okay while your stomach growls in public, about the shame of putting items back at the checkout, about the rage of watching billion-dollar corporations profit off your hunger.
This month, we are going to halve our grocery bill, and let me show you how we're going to do it. Last month, I calculated we went to the grocery store 13 separate times. Guys, this is not a new concept, but it's the top-up shops that end up tipping over your grocery budget. As a family of 5, 2 adults and 3 kids, we spend on average $1,500 a month on groceries, which includes nappies as we are still in that stage of life. So we are going to change nothing but the amount of grocery shops we do. We'll be doing all our usual cooking and ensure we're eating yummy, healthy foods and snacks, just no top-up shops. This is what our fridge and freezer currently look like halfway through the first fortnight. While filming this, I was making a stir fry from some veggies that were on their way out and the leftover steak. I can already see we have ingredients to make a steak pie with some of the beef in the freezer and the puff pastry, and fried rice with our eggs, and also the frozen bacon and frozen veggies, and we've got loads of rice. So follow along to see the end result of how much we reduce our grocery bill by with doing no changes to what we buy or eat and just reducing our grocery shop visits.
It is that time of the week. We've just picked up our groceries. We've got a big boy today. Let's see what we got. We have some ham. These are our fish fillets. We have got some bacon. We've got some yummy bread. Some peach slices, and I've just realized that we do not have a can opener. Some deodorant. Never tried these flavors, but it smells. Let's go. We've got some eggs, some little containers, a 2 for deal for our body wash soap, our garlic bread, some lettuce, blues. We've got some shrubs. Yuck. The worst half a pineapple. How are they even allowed to give that to us? We've got some watermelon. We've got a refill of our spray and wipe. Look at that, 2 different flavors. We've got some popcorn, 2 for deal again. We were out of barbecue sauce. 1 tin of tomatoes and 1 of our pasta sauce. Sesame oil. In this bag we have our chocolate milk, kiwi fruit, some tomatoes, got a net of avocado, big bag of oranges, got some frozen mango pieces, got some pink dragon fruit chunks. Have 2 lots of the bolognese mince, 2 lots of steaks, these are our favorite steaks, cheese slices, we got 1 of these, and then I got 4 of the 600ml ones. We've got some milk, spring onions for broccolini, a normal broccoli, these like mini bananas this week. School snacks as well this week. We've got some Pringles, pad thai noodles, curly pasta. This has very quickly become my favorite pasta choice. We trade all different flavors of Winnie food. Finally, we got some Pepsi Max as per usual. We say bye-bye.
Just got back from Coles and I'm going to show you what $110 gets you in Australia. I'll start off with like healthy stuff. I got spring onions, but look at that, it looks like grass, doesn't it? I got a Quorn microwave, chicken breast, turkey, shredded carrot, tender stem broccoli, but they call it broccolini here. Broccolini. I'm not one to eat breakfast, like I will never eat breakfast, but lately when I've been going into the office, my stomach's rumbling. So I got chocolate, blueberry, vanilla, and then I just got these Greek style ones, passion fruit, and satay tofu, and I got chili. French onion soup, because my friend Jordan raves back home about it. Couscous, easiest lunch to work, it's just tuna, rice and veggies. coconut and lime, mixed a couple of long grains, lettuce, a couple plain tofu, chicken pot, got lemon iced tea, Quan pea, Quan mince as well, unsweetened almond passion fruit, pack of noodles, chicken burger, bag of avocados, I think it was only $5. Beans, but not any baked beans, these are ham flavoured. Had them, let me know what they're like. They're called the Wakey Wakey Caffeine Energy Liquid Capsule, 5 days a week. It's gonna hit me. Got a bunch of this flavoured tuna, like I don't know if they have this back home, but it's so fucking good. Zesty vinaigrette, Mexican style, sweet chili, lemon pepper. That was $105, so let me know what you think.
I just went to the shops. I had to grab a few really quick items. In fact, I grabbed 6 items. 6 things in this bag. Can you tell me how much you think that costs? Dishwashing tablets, Earth's Choice. These were on special. Not a big special, but special nonetheless. Item number 1. Item number 2. Mission wraps. Item number 3. A bag o' salad. Item number 4, a teeny tiny bag of shaved parmesan. Item number 5, gnocchi. And item number 6, the only sausages that I will eat, sausages, peppercorn, extra lean. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. How much do you think my 6 items cost me? Let me know in the comments. I am dying with this. This isn't as bad as it has been, but I don't think we can afford to live anymore. We have a spare bedroom, but it's not like I can rent it out. We have a child. You can't just have a rando living in your house. Living in your house? Anyway, let me know what you think this all came to. I live within half an hour to 40 minutes of the city, so I'm not in a rural area. I think you call that metropolitan. Maybe. Winner gets to comfort me. Winner gets to comfort me. Winner gets a shout out to my 3 followers. Winner gets to pay my therapy bills. Winner gets to name my next sourdough starter. Winner gets just job well done. Job well done. That's what the winner gets. Job well done.
It probably won't come as a surprise that it's costing more to do your weekly shop. Research from comparison site Compare the Market sets out just how much more. Across the country in January last year, Aussies were spending an average $191.66 on groceries each week. This January, more than $213 a week. That's almost $22 extra, an 11.5% increase. In a year, that adds up to $1,142.96.
The message is to shop around, look for better prices. When you buy a brand name, often what you're paying for is the brand name and a bit of pretty packaging. Could a lesser known brand taste just as good? If you look at the fine print, it'll tell you the unit price, and that will help you analyse whether you're actually getting good value out of an item.
Queenslanders had the biggest jump, 22.3%. That's added almost $2,000 to yearly bills. They were followed closely by Western Australia and South Australia. Victoria and New South Wales have seen the smallest increases, grocery bills increasing by around 9%. According to Compare the Market, more than a quarter of all Australians now say the cost of groceries will be their most worrisome bill in 2025.
Let's do some grocery shopping for the week. I went to Woolies and the first thing I do is to look at the catalog to see what items are on sale. When you enter grocery shops in Australia, the first thing you would see are flowers, plants, fruits, and vegetables. So those are the things that I bought first. In the meat section, there are items that are on quick sale, but they will be expired the next day. And just look at the many steak that you can cook at home. This week, I'll be cooking bolognese, giniling, and beef nilaga. That's why I got this meat, and potatoes, cabbage, pak choy, and some salad for the vegetables. For breakfast and baon, hot dog, eggs, bread, and the almond milk is on sale, and the oats are on sale. Yay! For snacks and baon, Pringles are on sale. Oreo and digestives are on sale. I usually get the multi-packs to fit in the lunchbox, and of course, chips. $1 pasta and fish sauce because I'm Pinoy. As a Filo, rice is life, and today is my lucky day because the Hinata short green rice is on sale. I'm done with the food, and now it's time for toiletries, shampoo, and soap that are on sale. And yes, the sensitive toothpaste for my sensitive teeth is on sale. paper towel and Dentasticks that are on sale. I was supposed to get laundry items, but I changed my mind because I think I'm over budget. So I went to self-checkout to pay and bag my goods, and total is $246. What? I'm confused.
You used to go to the supermarket. Now you go to the food bank. Not because you want to, but because you have to. Because your paycheck doesn't stretch. Because your Centrelink payment evaporates. Because your rent went up again and something had to give. And the food banks, they're overwhelmed. Lines out the door. Shelves running low. Volunteers scrambling to meet demand, not just for the homeless, not just for the unemployed, but for full-time workers, for single parents, for pensioners, for students, for people who were told they'd be fine and now can't afford to eat. This is Australia in 2025. A country where food banks are the new grocery stores, where charity fills the gap left by policy failure, where survival depends on donations, not decisions. And the government, they call it community resilience. As if relying on handouts is a sign of strength, not a symptom of collapse. And the worst part, you're expected to be grateful, to smile, to say thank you, to stay quiet. Because if you speak up, you're entitled. If you complain, you're ungrateful. If you demand better, you're radical. But here's the truth. Needing help isn't a failure. It's a consequence of a system that priced food like a luxury, that let corporations dictate survival, that turned grocery shopping into a financial crisis. This isn't just a food issue, it's a national disgrace. And it's time to stop pretending it's normal.
Come with me today as we prepare for a month on the road without a supermarket. So we are in a town at the moment that's got a Woolies, and until we get to another big supermarket is going to be about a month's time. We did 23 days last time between Port Douglas and Weipa, which we did okay, but by the last week it was looking a little bit sad. We gave the kids the last bits of fruit and Wade and I were like getting scurvy. So this time I've got a little bit more preparing to do. I'm going to write out a big meal plan and like list of groceries that we need. And then yeah, hopefully that'll last us all the way until Darwin. So I just found out from my friend who is a local here that Woolies does not open on a Sunday in Weipa. I spent the last like 2 hours mentally preparing myself to do this big shop today, but it's not going to happen. So come back tomorrow with me and we will get prepped for a month on the road.
One eternity later.
It's Monday, Woolies is open, so it is go time. Let's go and shop for a whole month. I am finally done. That took a ridiculous amount of time. So I ended up having to do 2 trolleys because the first one was like overflowing and I had 1% battery. So I went out, unloaded that one, got another one. The first one was $556.25. That is a long ass receipt. And the second one was $164 or something. I didn't get a receipt for that one. So all up around $720, which obviously is a lot to spend on a shop. Plus we got a butcher pack, which was around $300. So that'll be meat for all the meals we're going to prep and stocking up both our freezers with meat for the next month. So yeah, around $1,000, which to me feels absolutely gross to spend on a day of shopping. But yes, it's going to last a whole month. So I guess that's what we're doing. This is just a little look at everything we got in that shop, excluding obviously the butcher's pack, which was already in the freezer. So hopefully that'll last us the next month until we get to Darwin and we can see another supermarket.
I've just spent an hour at Stocklands, Marylands, and I'm going to show everybody why Australia is going down the toilet and is stuffed with excessive price hikes and grocery bills. Have a look at this. Come over here, V. This is what $248 bought me at Woolworths in Marylands. Now, let's go through it. As you can see, we've got 3 bags and 3 packets of wipes. Now, we've got some shampoo. Okay, 4 of these hand wash. Dry shampoo for the missus. Toothpaste. And some deodorant as well. Come over here, very basic items, spring onions, shallots, whatever you call them. Bit of pasta sauce, mutti, that's what they call it. Lemons. Panadol for when I give the missus a headache, and some tuna. Now, in the third bag, we've got just basic items. We've got bread, vegeta, bit of cucumber, baby pickled, whatever you call it, sweet potato, and tonight's dinner. Now, $248, and here's a receipt to prove it. Absolutely disgraceful. They have failed Australia. This government has failed Australia. Now, you know why people are struggling to pay the mortgage, the rent, the bills, put food on the table to feed their children? We've got our federal politician, Albo and his communist mob, pissing up our money on woke initiatives like welcome to country indoctrinations, rainbow initiatives, and sending billions of dollars overseas to causes while our people suffer sleeping in cars, tents, and struggling to keep a roof over their head. It's not on. $250. Wow, this is what Australia's become. Over here, I've also got the meats and some fish and fruit. The fruit costs $76. I won't go through it. I won't go through it all. I'll just show, you know, all it is bananas, cucumbers, very basic stuff. And from the butcher as well. Australia is fast becoming a socialist state. It's not good enough. We need to be looked after. The people need to be looked after, not suffer excessive price hikes. Shame on you, Anthony Albanese. Shame on you, federal government. You've failed our people.
Food shop for our family of 5, 2 adults, 3 kids for the week. I shopped at Coles this week, and this week was actually quite expensive because I did, as you can see, get all this stuff. It came to $346 and something cents. This is what I got. So we're going to have homemade pizzas for one of the nights. So I got 4 pizza bases. I may make another one, so that may not be enough. Got some chocolate chip and blueberry muffins. I never buy pre-made muffins, or hardly ever, probably like once or twice a year. But I decided this weekend is going to be spending time with the kids, so I'm not going to really be doing much baking or anything this weekend. So I bought the pre-made ones. They're full of sugar, but you know what? Once a year is fine. Tuna. Can't remember why I needed that. Sesame seeds for a recipe. Minced garlic. I didn't realise I got the big jar, but clearly I did. I needed to do a little pantry top up as well because I've run out of lots of things, so that's why this shop is a bit more as well. Olives for pizza, 2 big tins of diced tomatoes, sweet chilli sauce because completely out, rice wine vinegar because completely out, just some herbs, some dried thyme, Italian herbs, smoked paprika and dried oregano, pineapple for pizza. Got some little crackers and that for platter because we're going to have a platter. It's just got some breadsticks, some garlic and thyme crackers, some wafer crackers, seaweed crackers for the kids' school lunch boxes. I got 3 of those. This big pack of crackers, these because my daughter loves the berry ones and not the salted caramel ones. Bagels because I have cream cheese on bagels for like a little snack. Bread. Got a big thing of mushrooms because I'm going to do a chicken and mushroom pie. Coriander, green beans, 2 capsicums, 2 avocados, 2 rock melons because we're going through 1 whole rock melon in like a few days. Apples, brown onions, 2 lots of grapes because again we go through them in a few days. Some parsley and a bag of carrots because we're completely out of carrots. Oh, and 2 cucumbers. 9 litres of milk. Sliced cheese. These lemon juice, frozen lemon juice things. These are actually really good. It's just 100% lemon. Dip for the platter, some garlic mussels for the platter, and then we've just got a whole heap of this stuff. So some baby bell peppers, green olives and Mediterranean green olives because the kids love the green olives, and then some dried tomatoes. Greek yogurt, that's like a staple. They don't have the full fat one, so I've got to get light at the moment. Sugar-free soft drinks. I like to take one to work for my lunch. Salami. I thought I bought ham, but I didn't. French onion dip for platters. Yogurt for the kids. Cheese, brie, camembert and blue cheese. Mozzarella. Shredded ham for pizza. Just some meat for the platter. Fresh gnocchi, because I'm going to do a gnocchi bolognese, 1 pan gnocchi bolognese. Parmesan, and then 1.5 kilos of chicken thighs. Kilo of mince. I didn't realise I bought this, because normally I use venison mince, but for some reason I bought beef mince. And dog food. 7 kilos of dog food. And that's our food shop for the week for our family of 5. As I said, this is quite expensive. $346. I do budget $300 now. It used to be like $350 to $400, but I'm trying to get it down under $300. The last few weeks have been great. This week's obviously a little bit, as I said, some pantry staples and top-ups. But yeah, that's our shop for the week. Go watch my previous video that I did with snacks that I bought from Not Quite Right. I spent about $100 there, and that will last us a few weeks as well.
So here we are. The fridge is half empty. The pantry's down to rice and canned beans. You're staring at a receipt that looks like a ransom note. And the worst part? You didn't even buy anything fancy, just the basics. Just what you needed to get through the week. This isn't just expensive, it's humiliating. You used to shop with a list. Now you shop with a calculator. You used to plan meals. Now you plan around discounts. You used to eat without guilt. Now every bite feels like a financial decision. And the government, they say it's global pressures. They say it's temporary. They say it's stabilizing. But for millions of Australians, this isn't stabilizing, it's calcifying. Becoming the new normal. Becoming the quiet crisis no one wants to name. Because when food becomes unaffordable, it's not just a cost of living issue, it's a survival issue, a dignity issue, a national disgrace. You're told to budget better, to shop smart, to buy in bulk, as if the problem is your grocery habits, not their policies. As if skipping coffee will fix a system where lettuce costs $7 and a block of cheese is a luxury item. But this isn't about budgeting, it's about betrayal, because this didn't happen overnight. It was built, engineered, enabled by governments that deregulated markets, ignored price gouging, and let supermarkets become monopolies. By politicians who gave speeches about resilience while families quietly skipped dinner. By economists who called it transitory. While pensioners lived on toast and tea, and the supermarkets, they're thriving, posting record profits, shrinking package sizes, raising prices while blaming supply chains, offering loyalty points while quietly bleeding your wallet dry. This isn't just inflation, it's starvation economics. A system where food is priced like luxury goods and survival depends on how well you can navigate discount aisles and clearance bins. And the people affected, they're not lazy, they're not irresponsible, they're not bad with money, they're workers, parents, students, seniors, people who did everything right and still got punished. Because in Australia today, you can work full-time and still struggle to eat. You can have a degree and still rely on food banks. You can follow every rule and still find yourself staring at empty shelves and wondering how you'll make it to payday. This isn't just a broken system, it's a broken promise. A promise that said if you worked hard, you'd be okay. A promise that said Australia was fair. A promise that said no one would be left behind. But people are being left behind. Every day, in every way, they're skipping meals, they're watering down milk, they're feeding their kids and going hungry themselves. They're pretending everything's fine while quietly panicking about the next grocery run. And the worst part, they're expected to be grateful. Grateful for food banks, grateful for charity, grateful for community support, grateful for surviving in a system that was never built to protect them. But here's the truth, needing help isn't a failure, it's a consequence of a system that priced food like a luxury, that let corporations dictate survival. That turned grocery shopping into a financial crisis. And the message is clear. If you're poor in Australia, you don't get dignity. You get discounted baked beans and silence. But people are done being silent. They're angry, They're exhausted, they're waking up, they're refusing to pretend this is normal. Because it's not normal to fear the checkout. It's not normal to ration meals. It's not normal to feel shame for needing food. It's not normal to live in one of the richest countries on earth and still go to bed hungry. And it's not your fault. You didn't cause this crisis. You didn't design this system. You didn't vote for your own suffering. You were told to trust, to follow, to believe, and now you're being punished for it. The government had time to regulate prices, time to support farmers, time to invest in food security, time to protect the vulnerable, but they didn't. They delayed, they deflected, they denied, and now they're scrambling to patch a sinking ship with press releases and platitudes. They'll say they care, they'll say they're listening, they'll say they're working on it, but look around. Look at the food banks, the empty fridges, the stressed parents, the hungry kids, the exhausted workers, the broken families. This is what happens when leadership becomes PR, when policy becomes theatre, when survival becomes a luxury. And yet they still expect you to be grateful, to stay quiet, to keep working, to keep paying, to keep pretending. But you don't owe them silence. You don't owe them patience. You don't owe them anything because they failed you. They failed your family. They failed your community. They failed your country.